Mr. Charles Barkley, let us start with this.
On his birthday, Tony, on his birthday, don't forget.
We will get to that. If you read the questions, we can skip ahead if you want. The NBA starts back up the next two nights. Wilbon has compared Zion Williamson to a larger version of Charles Barkley. When you see Zion, Chuck, is that what you see?
Well, number one, he seems like a great kid. That's the first thing I get when I see him interviewed and everything. I think he's more explosive than I am. Man, it's fun to watch him play. But I think he's a lot, not a lot, but he's more explosive. And he's got the best second jump I've seen in a long time. Like, he gets right up so quickly. Like I say, I'm really looking forward to his development because he seems like a great kid also.
Let me move the conversation a little bit to a team that we know is going to be in the playoffs, but Kawhi and Paul George have only played 24 games together, Charles. I mean, is time running out for the Clippers to pull all this together? Don't those guys have to play a string of games before the playoffs?
You know, Mike, that's a great question. I think two things. I think if I'm in the West, I'm concerned that they're only one game out of the second slot, which means they're going to be at home the first two rounds of the playoffs. You would think between load management and Paul George and all the other injuries, they'd be like the 5 or 6 seed. But kudos to the guys they've had so far. I think they're going to finish with the first or second best record in the West. And you know, the playoffs are a marathon, so they'll have plenty of time, but they do need to get healthy so we can see how good they really are.
Charles, are you a believer? Let me preface this question about the Rockets by saying this. I like that Daryl Morey and the Rockets, Charles, they don't give you a process. They don't mess around with 4- and 5-year rebuilds that half the time cheat the fans. They get after it every year. But having said that, I don't believe in small ball going very far in the playoffs. Do you?
Well, number one, I want to know if Daryl Morey is still alive. I haven't seen him since the beginning of the season. But I'm not a big believer in small ball for a couple reasons. Number one, I think it's going to wear those two guys down, having to play. First of all, they both have to play great every night for small ball to work. That's the first issue. But also, I think they're going to get worn down because they both play. They have to play great every night for that small ball to work. And I think the cumulative effect of playing against big teams night in, night out, I think is going to catch up with them in the long run. So I do not believe in small ball.
Charles, the Kyrie Irving drama is wearing a lot of folks out. I'm going to include myself in that group. As talented as he is and as important as he is to the team he plays for at the time, does it make sense to you that Kyrie Irving would be voted vice president of the Players Association?
Yeah, that was kind of a stunner because he hasn't shown any leadership abilities in the NBA. And, you know, that's a really important job. When you're taking care of all these players, I was very surprised because, like I say, if you just look at his, like, Chris Paul is a great leader.
Yep.
Kyrie Irving has not shown me he can be a leader in any situation. So I was totally surprised and shocked that he got the vice president position with the players.
This makes me very happy because everything you've said I have thought for quite some time about every player that we've talked about. We will get you out of here on this. As Wilbon spoiled for you early on, it is your birthday. You're 57 years old. You're a kid to us. You're way younger than we are. Is this what you thought you'd be doing at 57, or has your life taken turns that you never imagined?
Well, man, Tony, I am the luckiest person in the world. You know, growing up in the projects of Leeds, Alabama, I never thought that I would make it to the NBA. And now, now I'm getting paid to watch basketball.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.